Wow, dangle clacks galore tonight. This is fun. So, apparently, Streamlabs did another update. So that, yep, okay. So I hope you guys can hear me now. Uh, so that's three dangle clacks right in a row. Yeah, I had the intro like normal. I forgot to hit the live button on YouTube. And then I realized that. And then, yeah. Then apparently it was muted through Streamlabs. I'm sorry about that, guys. So yeah, when things are going not going right, it takes practice to try and blow it off. Look at the bright side of things. Focus on the positives, even when things feel like they're all negative. There's always something you can focus on, even if it's not at that moment. Put yourself back to a memory. Hey, I remember when things were worse, but somehow it made it through. And that it's not always easy. It's a practice that you have to keep practicing. The natural reaction is to deal with the to head on try to deal with the situation. And sometimes you need to take a step back, take a deep breath, maybe to even take a little time, a day or two. Sometimes, depending on what it is, might be a week or two. Just to think things through before you react. And that's not an easy thing to do, and I don't think enough of us do it. Even I struggle with it. Like I said, I'm not expert at that, but there are some people that do very well with it. We have a couple people in our community that are very good about staying, neutral and calm through really tough situations. And those people, we just lost one actually. I'm shout out to Vaping Trucker and big love to Mike. But we also have people like, Overdrip. He's pretty well balanced. Everyone knows him, knows that he's a very well balanced individual. You have Addy, be more like Addy. Take it from a calm approach. Not everyone can do it, and just taking that step back, breathe, think things through. It's good to see you all here. Let me see who's in chat here tonight, because that actually, I see quite a few people in. So Chris Earl was here early. Got Derek in, Arnie, Lady Liberty, Ern, and Ian. Ian Covenant. Covenant. Is it Covenant or Covenant? That's actually a good question. Uh-oh. I saw a little bit of lag spike. Don't know what happened. All right, my internet has been acting up a little today, and I think nothing have to do with here. I think it's wherever the upload is causing some kind of lag spike in our internet. We stopped the storms here, but I've noticed it like outside as well. I was having problems connecting so I could update for the new car, getting the insurance working. But yeah, be more like Addy, exactly. And get all your spaghetti taco needs. Hit up Derek. If he doesn't have any, he can talk you through it. Because people say spaghetti taco, and there's different variations. This might be one that's actually good for you. Yeah, I was thinking Covenant, like on Halo. That's sorry, but I had to go to a game there to make sure I had it right. Yeah. So, has anyone went through something recently or over the past year? Because I know the year's been stressful, where they didn't feel like they could get through it. And there's, maybe you have gotten through it now, but during the time, do you think it would have been a little easier for you to get through it if you had just been able to take a step back, take a few deep breaths, and not get so absorbed in whatever negativity was going on? That was a loud car. I don't know if anybody heard that through the mic, but I heard it.
We heard it.
Oh, okay. Time to take my meds, which I already took before the show, so I don't have to worry about that. But yeah, they got it's a tough thing to deal with when you get stuck in that feeling, and when you get stuck in it deep. I've been there. That's when the darkness consumes you if you're not careful. And sometimes it's as simple as just making the way you look at things. It's all the perspective, but stopping yourself to make sure you put it in the right perspective. If you feel yourself getting really negative, just if you can't think of any good ways out, it usually means you're stuck in your head. There's usually something you're just not seeing, but you got to take a step back. If you're not seeing it yet, take a step back a little farther. Derek, taco with extra meat. Yeah, he's giving you options. Yeah, you take a step back farther and keep doing that until you back up enough to the point where you can see it. And maybe that might be complete distraction. Take a trip down memory lane. That can do so many wonders for people. Just to take a trip down that, you can use it. It could be, watch an old vlog, Thursday vlog, because most everybody here watches the vlog, so you understand what I'm saying. Watch one of the old ones. Just break yourself out of or an old movie that you haven't watched in a long time. Try to reminisce. Not necessarily distract yourself with something new, because that's just continue your thinking process. Something that just kind of makes you feel good. When you can feel good inside, that can help you think clearer. For me, one of the best things I can do if it's nice enough out is to go for a motorcycle ride, because that's kind of my zen. That's my zen moment, is going out on a ride. But you need something that'll bring you that peace of mind before you can think through it. And I know we kind of hit on it because these things all kind of tie together a little, but I think it's important that we keep focused on this, because quite often when I talk to some of you that are here either in chat or that might just be watching now, and I might talk to you in the future, a lot of times it's that's the key factors to get you to relax, just talk, not necessarily even talk about what the issue is, just talk to the point where you get to the point where you feel comfortable. And when you start feeling comfortable, quite often you know the answers to your issues and problems and what you need out of it. It's just you haven't been able to see it because you were so worked up. You need that calming. That's where reaching out is so important. Sometimes if you're in it, you don't realize you're in it. You don't even realize how bad you're feeling and how much you're like closed off in the world until somebody reaches out to you. So it's very important that you treat the world kind of like family. This is a cat. When you treat the world like family and you get it, you just let people in. It's hard, especially if you've been hurt in the past. I think, Derek, it probably is a combination. Medicine will help, but a combination along with, community, family, people looking out for each other, that really makes a difference. You don't feel alone. You know you had that support. Sometimes just knowing that support's there and that people are there. You forget when you get really into this and you get so closed-minded to the fact that something horrible is going on and you're stuck in your head. And you forget there's some family there, some friends there, or family friends, not blood related, that are there for you. But you get so absorbed, you don't remember it. And sometimes it takes that little bit of reaching out to each other, or just after that reaching out, you feel it and you know it's there. You know your safety net's in place. So you can actually kind of let your guard down a little bit, which actually helps a great deal. Yep, this community is a beautiful place. It truly is. And, the DIY community has really stepped up quite a bit lately with everything else going on in the U.S., trying to make sure everybody has, their harm reduction needs. And that's another thing completely different that you wouldn't expect from any other community, is caring about others, making sure others are doing okay. You got Clown, Duchess, and Sloan doing that show that technically loses them money. And I'll say this, it does. When they are helping people to build coils, they are actually losing money. But because they care enough to the point where they're worried about the community long term, they're still doing a show about it and trying to help people to get better at doing what they do and they make money off. So please support them financially if you can, but definitely support them emotionally and through social media, because they are doing something special that actually costs them money in the end. I mean, we don't look at it that way from a viewer perspective. We completely forget that's what they're doing, but they are. And that kind of kindness is them thinking outside of their own box, taking a step back, saying, hey, yeah, I could worry about just me, but they're not just worried about themselves. It's like, What about these other people? What if we can't eventually ship to people? Well, it gets stopped completely. Let's make sure they're okay. They have the tools to do this themselves if they need to. There's that type of community doesn't exist much outside of ours. Hi, Nate, Deb. Yeah, life has been a little over a year. Yeah, I agree with you. Don't want to leave the house, but you know what? The good thing is that we've realized in the last year, you don't need to leave the house to be around your friends and family. It's here, right here. You have friends and family. Yeah, yeah, Derek, that's true. And there's some things, that we still need to go to them for, but support them whenever you can. When you have someone that's helping a community, support them in any way you can. While we're at the supporting community and talking about people and bringing up, people that have really helped the community, send your well wishes and your love to Fresh 03. He hasn't been feeling well lately and having nerve pain and such, and he hasn't been able to do his shows because of that. So send him your love if you can, even if it's just in your head. Doesn't always have to be like a message either. If it can be just think of him once in a while, and wish him well. It's weird, but that has a power, I swear, because the more people that do that, the more often we see things go in a more positive way. If nothing else, as long as we're thinking of them, it matters. Believe me, being there before myself, not to that extreme, it mattered that I had family and friends around. So yeah, and he has done a lot for the community. What he put in place and got the ball rolling on for what he did for Trucker's family, that's something we would be proud of at this entire community. And I'm sorry if you're not a part of the community I'm talking about and you're here strictly because of mental health, which is fine. You're still welcome. But I mean, there's another community layered underneath that has stepped up and helped out family members of someone who has passed more than anything I've ever seen or witnessed in my life firsthand. And hold on, I'm trying to read chat. Yeah, the community's live shows are just, that's what we do. We're there for each other. We support one another. We're positive. We try to stay positive. We try to help each other at any chance we get. And that is something that doesn't happen. Something the world could learn and should learn. We keep talking about, advocating, talking to people. Make sure you talk to people on the street if they have issues with it or ask questions. Answer them honestly. And do your best to help them understand. But that also comes for mental health, including depression or anxiety. And right now, with the entire world having virtually everyone has been touched by some form of anxiety or depression over the past year and a half, it's more widespread, it's more accepted, and it's a time when we can actually get everything spread across the world. Hey, Lethal. And bring people together again. Not just the vaping community, beyond the vaping community, beyond the DIY community. There are core groups that are closer. But as we spread out, we still need to keep it as close as we can and be as positive as we can. Yeah, fat luck on that one, Derek. Sorry. I just about choked on my own spit just because of what Derek said. Yeah. Staying positive when things are down is just not an easy thing. It's something that takes repetitive practice. And we all will struggle with it for our entire lives, but we can get better at it. Everything we can do that, when you do things and it does have that negative effect, you tend to lack interest in doing again. As you try to do things in a more positive way for yourself and others, it tends to bring a nice warm feeling to you, and you want to do it again. When things go well, it makes you crave that feeling again in a good way. It's helping people. And that's something that we just need to focus on. By the way, tonight's the last vlog, I think, before Nick's vacation. So make sure you tune over there afterwards and wish him a very good vacation because it is, he deserves it. Steal my bunny. Stroll. You can't stroll the bunny. I have no idea what that means any more than the rest of you did. Wow. So the Harleys are out today. That you would not believe how far I am away from the road, yet it's still that loud. Yeah, still. Yeah, you guys, animals too. Focus on them. If you're having a really bad day, and if you ever, and I know this is a horrible thought, but if you ever get to the point where you are depressed and you think you thinking of checking out, so to speak, if you have an animal, that remember they need you, and don't think someone else can just pick up and take over, because it doesn't work that way. And animals' love is pure, as I wish more humans were. It's something that we can strive to do. Create a purity again. Love one another, even when things aren't right, when things feel wrong. Try to be there for someone, even if you're angry at them. If you know they're going through something. I know there's sometimes when it's really difficult, and I've struggled with this in the past, when even though I was struggling with something myself, and I might actually partially blame the other person, still try to be there for that person, because they're going through it too. And that's difficult. Yeah. The cat. And speaking of Addy, we haven't seen him in here yet tonight. But you know what? If you see him tonight, what do we want to do? Someone come up with something. Maybe like just tag him with an emoji along with whatever you have to say. I think that we should actually definitely do that. Make him know that we appreciate what he does. Because although I know oh no, damn it, Addy. I was trying to sneak one by you. It didn't work. There he shows. You speak of him, he shows. That's just how Addy works. I was trying to get people to thank you, Addy, because you know what? You do a lot for the community, more than you know, just by being there, being that presence. That you're kind of like that omnipresence that just keeps people going. And hey, Matthew, that's what's needed, is that type of presence everywhere. Be a little bit of that. You don't have to do it everywhere. Be a part of it somewhere. And eventually it'll become everywhere in all the chats. Be a positive influence. Support those people. Not just the people on the screen. Sometimes reach out to the people in chat, especially if it's someone, that hasn't been around for a little while, or you can kind of tell sometimes that they're having a bad day by the way they're chatting. It's like they might be just kind of going through emotions, trying to just keep things going, but not really. You can tell there's like a hollowness there, like something's wrong. The more you practice it, the more you'll feel it and understand it, even through a chat, which is amazing. You can do that through written text, but you can. Yeah, I know. Sorry about that, Lethal. It's been a crazy few weeks, plus with me working again. And I know you know this. It changes things when you're working again. So, stays home how much? Yeah, see, but that's it. Because you're doing that, Deb, you actually now, for one, learning ambition is something that's very difficult to learn, but once you get it, you'll have it. You'll get it. And you're good. You're good in the future in case something happens. That wouldn't happen without this community helping. Be just a video on TV. I mean, on the TV or on your phone. someone who did a tutorial. It might be someone that hasn't done anything in years, but if you're looking back and you're seeing it, it's still someone that helped influence you to do something for yourself. And that is amazing. I've been stepping out and doing things. I've been doing. I actually found that I really, really like uh, fused Claptons. I mean, not fused Claptons, stapled fused Claptons. I found I've really enjoyed them. I'm thinking about trying to do some more like Addies, which at some point I'll talk to them about. But I got to pick up some of that wire because it works. It's got that little bit. It's got that extra pop I love, and that's because of like Addy sharing his stuff. I've seen it. He's explained what he's got in it, and it's like, yeah, I would like to attempt that at some point, and I'm getting there. And aliens, I don't have them yet either, Deb. I've been trying and failed miserably a few times. I think I could do it now. I just haven't set it up the right setup since to do it. I'm guessing the cat's attacking her because I'm hearing weird noises over there. So now, yeah, and thank you, Addy, for the David Eric Memorial Fund, suicide prevention. That, and follow Michelle Lynn Dulldime on her YouTube channel, and you can see some of the old winter doldrums, including this year's, because those performances are amazing. The people that what they did was amazing, and that performance that was done this year with the song she wrote for her son is just not only feels good, but yet if you really listen to the words and you pay attention to it, and Michelle, it's got a lot of heart behind it. It might bring a tear to your eye, but kind of in a good way. And yeah, sorry, that actually just the thought about it, and hearing her describe what that song means to her. It's kind of important to feel these things, see these things, and deal with them. I'm going all over the place in the wrong thing. There we go. Got the right order. So yeah, see that? I mean, that's it. These awesome builders, and if you have a question, these people are here to ask. That's where I really think Sloan, Duchess, and Clown have really stepped up and put themselves in a forefront of a situation that actually isn't good for them financially, but it's a great spot for them to be on a humanity level. They want to help others. That's just special. Thank you, Addy. I knew you had that link. Yeah, her Bandcamp. You can download her albums and do it. Listen to those songs. I mean, you'll think that you won't like them, but surprisingly, even if it's not your music genre, it might surprise you when you know the person, how much more you feel it. Oh, is that the Emily? Yes, Emily Drinker and Friends. And Emily is amazing as well. And shout out to, if you want, I've been listening to a lot of music with Adam lately. Adam, I will butcher his last name, starts with a P, but I can't ever pronounce it right unless I can see it and read it. Pilarzik. There, see, she can pronounce it. Sorry, Adam, your last name's a little bit difficult. It's not as bad as like my half brother's last name, but it's there. Yeah, Emily does, and music helps a lot. That could be another outlet for you. If you're having a bad day, listen to some music that actually gives you the feels, makes you feel good on the inside, not just what makes you feel good. Or sometimes it can be letting out some of the anger and aggression. But if you feel it's building that aggression, switch tracks. Because there's a lot of times where you feel like, oh, usually this lets it out, but today it's just making me angrier, making me more focused on my issue, and I can't see anything around it. Listen to something really strange and bizarre. She's going to hate me saying this, but Three Little Pigs by Green Jello, or Green Jelly. There's one. I'm going to hear it in 5 seconds. And then you got Then you also have like things like Inagata de Vita. If you just want to jam out and it's kind of almost non-sensual, but at the same time has a lot of meaning behind it. What?
Are they in our driveway?
Who? That's us, isn't it? Oh, there are people in my driveway. I will be right back and give you guys some hold music. Yes, there is somebody here. Sorry about that, guys. Actually, it was because I bought that car today and I traded in some of my scrap cars, my junk cars. So I had to go and let him know which ones they were. So that was important. Of course, he'd come in the middle of the live. He couldn't come any other time. Yeah. So that actually was planned. It just wasn't planned during the live. Sorry about that, guys. And I know, knock the kittens out. That's amazing, Matthew. So, has anyone been dealing with anything that they'd like to talk about too? By the way, I keep on forgetting to mention this at the very beginning, but anytime anyone's dealing with something, agendas go out the window as far as what we're dealing with here, and we deal with whatever anyone's going through. Yeah, the trespassers one. That's why I put the hold music on for you, Derek, because last time you liked it. So, but yeah, and I found that thumbnail, and I just thought, that's kind of perfect. That thumbnail that was for tonight. I kind of really enjoyed that. I thought that, when life gives you lemons, let them brighten the darkness. That's better than life gives you lemons make lemonade. Yeah, she mentioned it. She said, I see someone walking down the driveway. It's like, yeah. No, it was just, it was my friend who runs the dealership that helped me get into a different car. So I needed that really badly. Yes. She had her hand in the air like she was asking for my attention.
Well, I saw him up by the goat is when I caught sight of them, so I didn't think it would be Pete.
He was looking for us. He didn't know which house. So, yeah. He's never actually been in a house. That's kind of weird. But, speaking of, like Deb was saying, she doesn't get out of the house much. We really haven't in the last year either. We only get out when we need to. Although that's kind of almost always been a thing. I've been kind of an introvert. So this has actually helped me a great deal to become more outrovert. Came for the lemonade recipe. Oh, we've had some good recipes this past week, haven't we, Addy? I want your recipe. I got to get everything for it. I was looking at it. A few of us have been talking about getting those ingredients to make that one. What was it with the? Is it the drink one? You know what I'm talking about, Addy.
Sangria?
The sangria. Yes, he made a sangria mix this week. That's just. Oh, it sounds delicious. I've been looking forward to trying to get those ingredients to start trying to get it. That's another thing. You'll probably see me more on different shows popping up with the for mixing shows because I've been invited to some lately, and that actually I love doing it. I found that I'm not terrible at it. Thank you to Fresh, Addy, DeMillan, Wendy, Adam, Larry, Clown, Sifu, Uncle Chris, and Mitch, and many others in chat and have been on shows. Benny the other day. Just the list goes on and on. But if it wasn't for them, I'd had a disadvantage. Like Deb was saying with building coils, getting help from these people that know what they're doing. It gets you in the door, but then you can eventually make it your own. You'll have a unique twist. You'll have a unique style. Even if you build an alien, your alien is not necessarily going to be exactly the same as everyone else's. Like you might be like someone else's, but you're not going to be like everyone else because there's a difference with hand feel, how tight you hold it, how you maybe the angle you use or the way you have a touch. It's just there's amazing things you can learn. Oh God. Canadian Jesus. I actually have his autograph, people. He signed the paper he sent with his liquids. He signed it Canadian Jesus. I am getting a frame for it, and it's going up on the wall. Just because. Who can say they have Canadian Jesus's actual autograph on their wall? I don't even think he's ever done that for anyone else, as far as I know. Therefore, yeah, it's special to me. I'm finding myself more and more sentimental, especially when it comes to our community. Whoever's been here in the show, whoever's here. It's just, there's that special connection that just, I can't even put to words how much it means. I can try and relay it, and it's just going to sound like me being a big sap. But the truth is, it's worse than that. It's deeper than that. I mean, think of it. Anyone here that has seen Addy around, who doesn't get this warm, fuzzy feeling whenever he's in chat or on a show? Who doesn't just automatically feel better about their day when he's on? And vice versa. Hey, Disco. Vice versa. Who doesn't feel it like, say, when Wendy's not on it? Addy's always on Wendy's show. Or Fresh is on and Addy's usually there, but Fresh hasn't been on for a few weeks. Who doesn't feel that loss when someone that matters that much, or see Addy in chat? I know truth is, when Addy's not there, it's usually because he's doing something with his family or his friends and trying to be that positive person outside of our little community as well, or, well, the community we can see. And that just goes to show you what kind of person Addy is. And I'm going to take credit for this a little bit. Okay. I think it has something to do with being raised in upstate New York. I'm just saying. Not New York, upstate New York. There's a difference. There's a difference in the way people are. You have, and that's not saying they're all better. They're not. But there are some people that are raised in a way that makes them more positive. And it's also some people that have struggled because of family and parents to become better people because they see that. And all of that is taking that step back, realizing what's going on, and making that conscious choice to make things more positive. And I know Disco Potato, I know you know all about that positivity and trying to make your life better. You took that and made that conscious decision yourself quite a few years ago now. And it was I can just from an outside perspective say yes, you did a great job. And you are an amazing person. But you made that decision on your own. But you have to be able to see that even as an option. And sometimes you get so caught up in the daily things, in the daily routines that you don't realize it's there. Trying. No, you're succeeding. You're crushing it. Just like Disco Potato did last weekend on the game. We played the new Quiplash and Disco crushed it. She's gotten so I think she really likes the new one, to be honest with you, because she's really good at it. But yeah, come by Saturday at if you're around at 9 p.m. or after Eastern Standard Time, and hang out and we can play some games. I mean, it's become a thing, and I think it's going to stay that way at least for the interim, unless something happens in chat. We might keep the game going, but if something happens in chat, someone's dealing with something, I will deal with that and let others go on and play the game beyond that, unless we decide to stop as a group. But we will always pay attention to chat. And if something is going on, someone's going through something, should always take precedence over everything else. I know it's not like a really structured way to run a show, but that's the way my shows will always be. They will always be for whoever needs the help first. That is always the number one thing. And I think that that's the way we should run our lives. Whenever possible, you take a step back, you help who you need to. You look at the positive and be that positive. If you don't see a positive, become the positive. That's what I believe Addy is across everything he's done, everything he touches. He becomes that positive that we all need. He just does. And Disco, you have become one of those people. Yeah, no, Tess is good at that game too. Let me tell you. Yeah, no, this game is more like a word game, and it's usually, Deb, I will be honest, it's if you haven't been there, it becomes very adult very quickly and a little twisted, but it's a lot of fun. It's a good way to get out your frustrations, your anxieties. I mean, we have had people there before that have tried to disturb things. You know, we always have the trolls every once in a while, but you know what? Forget them. Let them do their thing. Let them get bored with it. Don't pay them any attention. Ignore them. They'll be gone in a little bit. Because just don't give in. Never give in to a bully or a troll. Always just keep on looking forward and being that positive. There's really no reason. They have no power over you unless you give it to them. I know we did that show last week, but it still rings true every single day. If it's PG, I'm not playing. Derek, if we turn on the PG filter, maybe you can actually win again. Just a thought, you know. You did really well in the other game. So, the 13.5, 14.5, whatever time champ hasn't been doing so great with the new Quiplash, because I think Disco and Tess have been, well, and Lady Liberty have been owning it. So I said that way because although it is no way to cheat on the game and there's no way for cheat, we become competitive when we game. Just like I know Tess and Disco do. I've seen it. So it's kind of, yeah, that's it. Yeah, you won once last week. Congratulations, Derek. You're the one-time winner. Love you, bro. So you know what has to happen? This weekend we'll put the Beat the Champ thing back up for you. You got to push it, bro. I know you can do it. So, yeah, Saturday, let's have a little fun, relax. You know, suicide prevention awareness is very important. Thank you for repeating that. All the different versions and things. If you noticed, that movement has really moved. As part of it's because of people in our community that have had issues with this in the past few years, but also we need to avoid that ever happening. Yeah, we need to avoid letting that happen. We need to make sure there's at least a light in every single person's life. And if possible, be that light. Never shut everyone off. I mean, granted, we get busy. I can attest to that. Like, not being able to get into Lethal's Zooms with him very often because I'm running. It's summertime. I always get super busy in summer. Plus, I'm working now too. That doesn't help. Trying to help where I can, wherever I can. Some of it's on here, but I've actually become more of a part of the community too. Not just my local vape fam, but the rest of the community. I've really been pushing myself out there to try and be. If I'm going to ask someone else to do something, I've got to lead by example. I've got to do my part, and that's what I've been trying to do. I try to help as many people as I can as often as I can. Sometimes it's a little bit of a strain. I'll be honest. Sometimes, we get caught up in a shuffle and we kind of need a break and we think we'll get a break and then something will happen. And if it's something super important, we put ourselves on hold. Because there are times when you can't just say, no, I can't talk to you when someone's like in a really dire straits, in that deep dark hole. You can't say, oh, by the way, wait until late. No, you can't do that. And I can't do that. But if you're going to put yourself in that spot, please make sure you reach out to someone else. There's a reason why a lot of therapists have therapy. They go to therapy. It's because the stress of it can get to you. You feel like, and it does trickle, as a trickle up. You'll have therapists will have 20, 30 clients. But they might see another therapist in there that they trust to help relieve them of their stress. And it sounds kind of crazy, but they need to talk to someone too. And they can only say things, and this is one of those things they can't even with a therapist, they can't explain who or what. They just kind of say, they can give generic details and that's it. But again, that keeps the other therapist. It's like a priest talking to a priest. They're not supposed to give away confidence. So there is a trust level there. So don't worry about that either. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Deb, you're not wrong. Or a piece of string. She started playing with our cat with a piece of string lately, and the cat has been going nuts over it. So we got him a cat toy. Where is it? It's right here. Let me show you this thing. So we got this thing. And he half plays with it, but he'd rather play with the damn string. So, whatever. Cats are cats. I think that a few of us have talked about this before. I know I've had this conversation a little bit with Derek about his cats and how they have extreme personalities. And you never know. I mean, it's just, I know Lethal's actually got a cat that has a personality. Yeah, too many options, and that's just it too, Lethal. I haven't even, since we moved rooms, and that was what, you can tell from watching the videos when it happened. It's been 6 months, 7, maybe even longer. It was last fall when I switched rooms. And I haven't hooked the Xbox up yet. I don't know why, I just haven't. I should have, but I just haven't, because it's just, has had more important things to do than game. I have been playing a little bit. If anyone wants another game, it's free to play, and if you have a PC, it's actually quite fun. Actually, I think it's multi-platform, but Spellbreak is free to play. If anyone's ever tried Fortnite but hated the building factor, this is what this is. It's like Fortnite without that annoying building. To me, that was the part of Fortnite I hated. So, there you go. There's a game you can try. Yeah, Lethal's cat. The black one in the basement. And that cat has got a personality. So, if anyone's watched Fresh 03's channel, his cats have extreme personalities. So, and Adam has his cat, and his has got. I mean, it's just the more of these more animals I see, and I love how they don't reflect necessarily their owners, but they are definitely playing off their owners. If that's the case, I am screwed when this cat gets its full potential because that probably is going to make it a crazy cat. Just saying. So, has anyone is anyone? Oh my gosh, I bet you crazy. See, yeah. Oh, found out an interesting tidbit, and this was talked about last night at Golf Tees channel. Cats. Apparently, I forget the name, but it's after they go to the bathroom. Is anyone else cat does this? I just started noticing the pattern. I never paid attention to pattern before, but they get bouncing off the walls after using a litter box. Not every time, but once in a while, it's like they're celebrating or something, and they just go absolutely nuts to the point where they'll practically break things. They look like they're on catnip. And it just came up last night. We were talking about it. It's like his cat did it, and it's like he does it too, and he had a name for it and everything. So give a look at Golf Tea Vapes from last night, and you'll see it. It's just weird. It's what animals can do and how they do it. Bearded dragon. I have some. My ex's bearded dragon got actually got attached to me too. Like I said, I have a weird animal attachment. But we had wallpaper at the apartment we lived at that had arrows going up and arrows going down. No kidding. That thing would run up the wall on the up arrows only off the back of the couch and then slide back down. How does the damn thing know what direction it arrows? I mean, is it like just random? Because it was always right up on those lines. It's almost like it looked like it was a track to it. I don't know. You would not think that. I didn't realize that like lizards had like that kind of perception of like direction. So it's not just a human trait. Apparently, humans didn't just come up with that, but it's kind of like it can be in the animal world as well, at least with that type of reptile. Lion mane rabbit. Oh, so cute. Deb, if you, I think you're in the Discord, right? There is a spot to put pictures up if you ever want to, of your pets. Please do. Anybody who has it and it's in the Breaking the Stigma of the Unity Discord, put up pictures in that pet section. You'd be surprised. Not everybody will comment on it, but even I've went in there a few times just to look at the pictures. And anyone's a yo-yo, same thing. There's that pet section. And every once in a while, you don't always have to comment, but you can actually go in there and just, who doesn't feel better? Frankly Golden is on Instagram. That is James Franklin's mother, and she takes pictures of the baby puppies, all the golden retriever puppies. And you're having a bad day. How do you not puppies? The dog was snoring. I had to wake her up. Yeah, actually, Derek, you have tried to show them even on camera while we were on in Zoom in the after shows before. So yeah, I will verify his will not like them. Mine like to do the weirdest. The bunny's okay. She's photogenic. The cat, try to take a picture. He'll glare at the camera, or he will just wait until you get to. Oh, I got the camera loaded. Turn. Yeah, every time. And the dogs are horrible. They just get too excited. Yeah, those loose knots. There's something else. Being Angora, she, it's rough, and I have to trim her feet, especially around her toes, constantly, which is horrible because it exposes her toenails, and she likes to use them on Lady Liberty. But if she doesn't, she slips in her cage and stuff, and sometimes gets them caught. She's broke her toe before because of it, and it's like, nope, never letting them get that long again. She didn't seem to care. I cared. So, yeah, that's when you lose a pet, it is like losing a family member, Ian. It truly is. But remember this, you love that pet. They loved you. You gave them a good life with that love in it. You can do that for another pet. and it might hurt when they're gone. But think how much better that pet's life is than not being with you. Truth is, if you're a good pet owner, you should get a new pet because that type of bond, it hurts when it's gone. But better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all is a true thing, especially when it comes to pets. Hold, please. What? Apparently, we're gonna get a little bit of a visit from a pet. It sounds like. Yeah, yeah. Please post it, Lethal, because animals and pets and just and you know how many people can't have a certain pet because of allergies and such, but they love to look at pictures of these pets. That's something. I mean, there are people that don't care about pets. I have a cousin that completely didn't get what it's like to be a pet owner because she's like, oh, just I wouldn't have pets if they tied me down like that. It's like, well, that's good for you, but I like my pets, so it's like I'm not gonna just leave them because she complains I don't visit often enough, and because I can't just take off for a few weeks to go visit, like for a long term period of time because I have to get back to the pets. She doesn't understand that. She's just never really got attached to pets, and I feel like that's kind of a sad thing. Ironically, I kind of want to pick on you for that, Ian, but at the same time, I have seen some people who have some spiders that are just they're attached to each other. They are. I mean, that's another thing. You got it. Well, it's not really truly an insect, right? What is a spider? An arachnoid. But it's not what you'd think would be a lovable pet, but they can be. And look, Derek. Derek, have you seen her before? Hmm? And that's our bunny. She's got her summertime coat in. I got almost all the winter coat off, but she has black as her summertime coat. The mane in front is still she hasn't completely got it in yet, so this isn't coming out yet. But when it comes out, it'll be a little shorter and a little darker. But yeah, I love how I wish her winter coat was the black, because then she would stay even warmer in the winter. And apparently, I'm already covered in fur. It takes me 10 seconds.
Wait, let's go sit down.
But mongrel you had prior to Kamachi, and the Spritz was named Poochie. Named Sweetest Mom. That's I like the names. Those are not common names, and that's actually a good thing too. Because when you say those names, nobody's gonna say, "Hey, you mean who's? Are you talking about Freshest Cat?" You're not gonna do that. Although Freshest Cats have unique names too. Yeah, Derek, like we were talking about, if I hadn't adopted these two dogs, I would have a wolf hybrid. I've been wanting one my entire life, and I'm hoping that someday I will have one before everything. I want one. I've always wanted one. Something about that intent look. I have seen some, and I've been around a few wolf hybrids. They're just absolutely beautiful, especially like the husky mix ones. Those are just. But the problem is they also get very, very attached to one person. And with the way things go with animals, I can almost guarantee that's going to be me, and that's going to be a problem. So, yeah, they are just absolutely gorgeous animals. It's the one thing. I mean, honestly, I'd rather it be a purebred wolf, but at the same time, it's got the scary factor, and it's not legal. So, but it is legal for me to have a wolf hybrid in this state, so that's a good thing. Not all states it's legal. Make sure you check your local laws before getting a pet, because there are some pets that aren't allowed in certain areas, and you never want to get attached to an animal. Worse than them passing away is getting them taken away and possibly put down because they're not allowed in your state or wherever you live. So make sure you check that first before you get the emotional attachment to an animal that might have to be taken away. Yeah, I'd say after the cats. Yeah, they don't. Yeah, cats. If the cats don't play nice with dogs, and huskies are very much sight movement dogs. So I mean, they'll be playful at least, at the very least, playful with the cats, and the cats don't like them. Yeah, yeah. Arachnophobia though is something that, I mean, hopefully we'll do it. We should do. I'll probably do a future episode on it. Phobias and whether or not you can get over your phobia. Like you said, you used to have arachnophobia. There's different phobias of different animals, things, or sometimes what seems crazy to some people. Vermont here. Some people, the phobia might seem crazy, but if it's not crazy to the person that's going through it, so there, and you never know what it is. It could be a subconscious thing they don't even know. It could be maybe they had a dream when they were a kid and they don't remember it, but for some reason they have a phobia. It happens. You're, yeah. Oh, I thought Deb said we are in Vermont. Sorry about that. I got excited for a second. I said, oh, Deb's in Vermont. No. Okay, I got it. Yeah. No, it's just phobias can be, you can fight them. You can get over them. If like they did the show Fear Factor, and there's a reason they did that show is to try and deal with phobias. Thing is, if anybody knows, it wasn't so much a phobia. They just did really gross things. That's the I could deal with the phobia part. You want to put me up against a scary situation that's really shouldn't be as scary as it is. Okay, deal with it. Try to make me eat some kind of bug? No, that's not a phobia. That's disgusting. I don't feel like throwing up today. So I don't know. I feel like that show had actually stuck just to the phobias. I would have been more entertained with it if it was truly based on just fighting your phobias, not whether or not you ate something you find disgusting. Now, there's situations where that can actually be the phobia and you don't realize it. Like Lando's been around. Lando with his custard situation. And then turns out he actually really liked the flavors when it came to vape flavors. And there's Adam right there. We already were talking about you, Adam. Talking about you. And, oh, Adam can clear the light. What is that called again after the cat goes and uses the litter box and then goes ape? I forget what it's called. And I was trying to bring it up and I couldn't remember. I think he called it PSE, but I can't remember what that stood for. But it is something. And I didn't even think about it being a common thing. I thought he was just sometimes going nuts. And Adam actually explained it like scientifically. It was kind of a little bit, it was like going to class. It was interesting. I kind of enjoyed that moment. What?
I can look at my phone. Stop.
No, Bunny can't. Bunny's attacking her for looking at her phone. PPE, post poop energy. Yeah, that's what it was. He makes it sound though. If you'd heard him in there, it was he made it sound so like technical. Like it's PPE, post poop energy. He made it sound like it's an actual literal term, which it kind of is. But I mean, it made it sound more scientific, even though it sounded so funny. I think we should try and use that on Saturday's show for something. I think that would work. That'd be a funny one. That could be a new trend. Post poop energy. Blowing mud, post poop energy edition.
You won't remember.
Yeah. Deb, I'm not the same way. I prefer snakes over spiders. Lady Liberty can't stand snakes at all, but I've had many of them. And I've been bit by my share too. Some snakes are mean. I actually had this red-tailed boa, big one, that I got. There was this pair of them, male and a female. And I got them as rescues because someone had them out living over the summer in their garage. And up here it gets cold and it's starting to get cold in the fall. They almost died. In fact, they actually did pass away from a respiratory infection issue they had before I got here. And they never really got over it. They wheezed even when I first got them. Well, I say they. Actually, she did because she killed him. Because he was getting attention from me. And she wasn't. Well, that's because she was mean and tried to bite me every time I tried. But he was extremely friendly. But they were always housed together. And I thought about separating. I was like, but they've always been housed together. I hate doing that to an animal if they're used to being together. Separate them. and she kept acting more and more jealous, especially whenever I reached for him. She'd try to attack, and eventually, one day, right after I put him back in, she apparently killed him, and I didn't realize it. I found him in there like an hour later. So, animals are not always the sweetest to each other. And yeah, you can litter train rabbits. It's just we have the cat and the dogs and can't do it. But she is kind of litter trained because she lets us know when she has to go to the bathroom. Like when I lay down, take my naps with her, she lays down on the couch on my pillow, and I lay down, and she will let me know. She'll lick my face, is what she does. She licks my face to let me know she's got to go to the bathroom. She starts licking me like ravenously. It's like, yep, I got to go. So I take her in, put her in. She goes to the bathroom. So she is litter trained. She just doesn't have the box. She's cage trained, I should say. She knows it when she has to go to the bathroom. You can't stand snakes? No, because they don't have legs.
I don't know if I spelled
You can't stand a snake up. They don't have legs. So, yeah, Derek, you can't stand snakes. Nobody can. You can't litter train for that reason? Oh, because you have other animals? Is that why? Oh, 8 snakes a year. Ooh. Man. Mexican black snake. Now, I went to Florida on the bike there that one year, and I saw a black racer snake go across the yard. I almost went to catch it. I instantly went into catch mode because I'd already caught a few anoles. I'd already caught this really cool tree frog while I was there. Let him go, but I had him. And I saw a black racer, and I went to go after it, and then I realized, hey, I don't know these local species. Is that thing poisonous? That's the only reason I didn't actually go any farther. So, yeah, oh, they're demons. No, they're not. I tell you what was kind of a semi-demon was when I went to Upper Canada Village in high school. I caught a squirrel. Literally caught a squirrel. I got in so much trouble for catching that squirrel, not because I caught it. Well, I got told it's because I caught it. But it's because my idiot best friend, one of my best friends at the time, idiot reached forward toward its mouth and got bit. It's like you could have, if he came from any other angle, it would have been fine. But he came. Yeah, sorry about that. He came literally at it from its mouth. I mean, why do you never reach for a wild animal at its face? They're going to get bit. It's kind of a given. So yeah, I go to a amusement park, like field day like area, whatever, Upper Canada Village, and I go and catch a squirrel. So that was my idea. I spent like an hour trying to catch a squirrel, and I finally caught it, and then got sent to the bus early because I caught the squirrel. So, daytime Frank, DeFrank is in the house. No, and again, another mixer right there that I didn't mention earlier that helps people on a constant basis and has a lot of love for the community. Frank, and Lethal's another one that would help anyone who needed help with building coils, regardless of whether or not the situation. This is what we need. People like this in the world. We need people like this everywhere in the world, in every aspect. Somehow we need to infect other people with the niceness. It can happen. It happened for us. It's got to be able to happen for others, right? I got to keep track of time. Oh, we are after 7 o'clock, huh? All right, so I'm not going to keep everybody much longer because I want to make sure everybody can make it over to Grim Green's vlog tonight. Like I said, I believe I'm not 100% sure, but last I knew this was the last one before he goes on vacation, so please enjoy it and wish him a happy vacation before the end of the show, or even at the beginning when he has time at the beginning before the show starts. We want him to have a nice, safe, relaxing vacation. Let him know that we'll be here when he gets back. So, yeah. Got to feed the horses. Love you, Deb. Hey, send pictures of the horses. I haven't seen pictures of horses in quite a while. I've seen pictures of horses, but not of someone's horses. The last time I actually interacted with horses was when Lethal and I went to DC. I saw the horses there at the farm, along with that really weird goat. And I mean weird goat. I have goats, but nothing's like that. Oh my God, Derek, yes. Please put that in chat tonight. Any other chat? That is awesome. You got the Jesus juice going. Oh God. All right, love you guys. You please be kind to one another. Reach out to those in need, because it's very important, and we could save a life. If nothing else, you're making their day a better one. There's nothing more important in this world. Just be kind. Be more like Addy. When life gives you lemons, let them brighten up your darkness. Love you all. Good night. Bye.